Ladies and gentlemen, I want to get to the point. Every time I'm out here on the streets or not out on the streets and try to struggle to find good meals to cook, I'm looking for foods that are not processed. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to keep saying this over and over and over again. I've been saying this nonsense, mind you, not nonsense, but facts. Because some of you think it's nonsense, but it's not. That's why everyone wants to try to nitpick on this channel about why I'm picky about food. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been saying this for a long time. You know, I'm very smart and I'm very intelligent. I read quite a bit about food consumption, how food is made. I watch carefully. And a lot of these foods are in markets that are pre-made or ultra processed are good for
dementia. The study published in the American Journal of Public Health showing people who ate processed foods may increase the risk of dementia. The study published in the American Journal of Public Health showing people who ate fewer processed foods had a 41% lower dementia risk. Scientists linked processed meats like bacon, hot dogs, new research finding that ultra-processed foods may increase the risk of dementia. The study published in the American Journal of Public Health showing people who ate.
So some of you are going to ask this question. When I was being nitpicky about what I want to eat, it's because of this very same reason. Ladies and gentlemen, I didn't drop out of school. I stayed in school. I got an education. I got a really good one. And why? Because I put myself through it. My parents, no one forced me to do it. I did it because I wanted to change something about me. I wanted to know facts. These are the goddamn facts. All this processed food in our supermarkets and in the meats that you consume, I'm glad I don't consume. But this is why I'm very nitpicky about what I select and what I buy and on it. All this stuff is ultra processed. Right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to make a dish, make it from scratch. Buy everything from scratch. Buy the vegetables, buy whatever unprocessed meat that you can get. Go to your local butcher. He's probably the best bet you're going to get. And mind you, I'm vegan and pescatarian, so I'm telling meat eaters, to your local butchery and get the best selection, because sometimes these markets could be processed or ultra processed foods. This is why I am nitpicky about what I eat in the city. This is why we just don't pick up everything we see and start eating like wild savages. We are very careful about our bodies. This is why I'm 47, ladies and gentlemen, I'm 47 and I'm able to do this at my age. I can still rollerblade. Oh, I got more. Give me a second, This is why I'm able to do these things at my age. Staying away from processed foods and not junk food. If you are in your late 40s, about to hit 50, let me know. Do you want to do something like this or like something like this? Keep in shape. I play back for you. This is why we don't eat processed foods. So ladies and gentlemen, I just showed you a clip.
Now this changes in SNAP benefits starting today.
What did I say?
Starting today, there are new work rules that require people to work at least 80 hours a month in order to continue to receive benefits. Now, this is a rule that went in place a few months ago, but there was a 90-day grace.
What did I say about the SNAP benefits a year ago? I said, and quote, and I have the video to prove it. It was 1 year, 1 month, and yeah, one year, 1 month from this day. I told you guys on the internet that New Yorkers are getting away with this EBT crime. This is why Trump has started initially last year cracking down on EBT. Remember, we talked about this, right? Now this is another way to crack down on EBT fraud. If you want to keep your EBT, you got to work 80 hours a week now. No more 16 hours. Or no more making doctor's excuses. getting letters from your doctor.
Period.
No.
A lot of New Yorkers
Here
are obviously worried about the cost of food
I told
these
you guys
days,
a
so
year
this is something
ago
that could really impact
this was going to
them.
happen.
New York City trying to get the word out to make sure, literally
We
knocking on people's
Wisconsin.
doors to try to make sure that they know about these new work requirements and how to make sure that they continue qualifying if they do get SNAP benefits.
And not show progress.
So look out for the city notices. There's a website, nyc.gov/OSNAP, to try to get more information.
Ladies and gentlemen, what did I say? What about the EBT SNAP benefits for New Yorkers? 1 year ago, when Trump started cracking down and sending these, mind you, agents to these bodega stores in New York City, cracking down on EBT fraud and credit card fraud. They had skimmer machines inside these markets that literally would transfer the money files, mind you, the EBT over into another EBT card. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been saying this for a whole entire year. And now New Yorkers are panicking. Now you're going to see, wait. Now you're definitely are going to see a high volume of increase at the community refrigerator. People that don't want to work. Some of these people don't want to work for the EBT. Mind you, taxpayer dollars. So you telling me you EBT holder that doesn't want to get a job or never had a job, you think this is bullshit? No, it's not. We as taxpayers have to pay for your meals. I don't think that's fair that you can sit on your ass all day and do nothing. Excuse my French, but that's just the reality of the news. Raw news is best news. People want to sit on their butts. Mind you, I don't even get EBT.
Now, this big changes in SNAP benefits starting today. So starting today, there are new work rules that require people to work at least 80 hours a month in order to continue to receive benefits. Now, this is a rule that went in place a few months ago, but there was a 90-day grace period. A lot of New Yorkers are obviously worried about the cost of food these days, so this is something that could really impact them. New York City trying to get the word out to make sure, literally knocking on people's doors to try to make sure that they know about these new work requirements and how to make sure that they continue qualifying if they do get SNAP benefits. So look out for the city notices. There's a website, nyc.gov/OSNAP, to try to get more information.
But as I said before, I told you this was going to happen. 80 hours a week. We were just talking about this 2 days ago. Everybody that's been abusing the EBT system, watch. You're going to see an increase of flow at all these community refrigerators. And that's why yesterday we saw an increase of people at these community refrigerators, because they know they don't want to get off their booties and go get some employment to keep their benefits. That's how lazy these so-called Americans are. With that said, everyone, I'm Panda. I don't even get EBT. I'm homeless. I got a job, right? But it doesn't pay my bills. The only bills I can pay for is just hospitality and whatever bills I can afford. The rest comes from either donations or support from the channel. And I'm keeping my content transparent and real. Do I have EBT? No. No. It's a very abusive system anyway. And now they want to crack down on it now, after all these years. But last year, the crackdown was really realistic. When all these bodegas and corner stores were closing down because of even the what is that? The Key Foods in Long Island City got closed down for the EBT fraud. And we used to go there to go shop all the time just to pick up, because they had certain vegetables that were really good deals. Like the onion, dude, you can get a batch of garlic for $1 there. And they closed down because of the EBT fraud. So, ladies and gentlemen, the only news that
processed foods may increase the
nitpick. People on this channel want to nitpick about what I want to eat. This is the reasons why we don't eat processed food. This is why we don't go to the market and buy junk food or those processed nasty foods.
Risk of dementia.
This is the
study
reason
published
why.
in the American Journal of Public Health showing people who ate fewer processed foods had a 41% lower dementia risk. Scientists linked processed meats like bacon, hot dogs. New research finding that ultra-processed foods may increase the risk of dementia. The study published in the American Journal of Public Health showing people who ate.
It's bad. Guys, it's just bad for you. This is why we try to avoid junk food. Mind you, we avoid junk food. This is why we don't drink soda pop. We don't drink those, remember back in the days, everyone? We used to have those 50-cent juices that had high concentrated of color dye. Goddamn FBI douche. All that just to get through Manhattan traffic, you fucking, man. Better be a good reason. But anyway, folks, like I said, everyone, this is why we are nitpicky about what we eat. Because, mind you, this is why, like I said earlier, I'm still able to do this at my age. I'm still able to rollerblade at my age. Stop drinking pop soda. Drink some seltzer water or some seltzer water. Drink some mineral water sometimes. Always drink fresh water. Eat clean. This is why we look for vegetables and want to cook at home. This is why we want to cook at home. Because fast food and eating outside can kill you too. Because these people can be buying ultra-processed foods as well. And be feeding you this ultra-processed food. This is why we got to be careful what we select and how we select on good-to-go apps. Sorry, but some of these businesses have processed foods. And this is why we avoid it. And everyone wants to know why I'm always nitpicky about the food and why I don't want to eat that. Because I'm sure it's ultra-processed food. You know what that does to your immune system? You know what that does? Shorter lifespans, ladies and gentlemen, much shorter lifespans. Cardiac disease, cancer, for that crying out loud. It causes these things that you need to be aware of. And everybody wants to pick a bone about, you could have ate that, you could eat anything. You're not vegan. Yes, I am. I'm glad I got a little allergy towards dairy and other substance. I'm glad. Because it teaches me not to eat junk food. Like I said, everyone, when I was a kid, I indulged from time to time in those 50-cent, 25-cent juices. You know, if you're from Harlem, Brooklyn, the Bronx, you know, New York, Queens, Pennsylvania, if you're from the hood, no matter where you're from in the United States, you know those 50-cent juices were the bomb. But as you grow older, those became very nasty by taste, didn't it? They weren't so good when you got older, huh? Right? Exactly. That's your body telling you, yo, bro, this shit is nasty. Get rid of it. Drink some water, bro. Like I said, everyone, I'm able to still skate like this and not eat those processed foods. But anyway, I want to give you guys the news of today. So you guys are aware that I was right about everything. So with that said, talk to you guys in the video.